Hi, Amandeep. Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you, Amandeep, for joining me in today's episode of video series on Get Your Next Promotion. And I would like to thank you for sharing your story for this book. Introducing Amandeep to all my viewers here. Amandeep has 3 decades of experience, including 6 years as CEO and 9 years as head of HR. He has worked for organizations like Dalmia Group, Bosch and Law, and Built, etc. He was the MD for Trident Group when he decided to establish his own venture, the Sherpas. He has been instrumental in transforming HR practices, organization, and businesses. And in his current avatar, he works with the family-run businesses to help them realize their full potential. I would also like to share with all of you that you can read Amandeep's story in this book, Get Your Next Promotion, in the chapter number 12 on the topic of emotional intelligence. Amandeep's journey, captured in the book, brings out a lot of depth on the subject of emotional intelligence and highlights the deep impact it has on business success. His journey tells us that emotional intelligence is not just a nice to have concept, but it is a real power in the hands of a knowledgeable leader. So do read his story and know more. Thank you, Amandeep, for joining me. To start
Thanks,
with the
Manbir, thanks for a lovely introduction, and thanks for giving me an opportunity to be part of your excellent book. Very well researched and very well written book, Manbir.
Thank you for the compliment. uh, to start with the conversation today, Amandeep, you have shared in your story in the book that early in your career, even before when you were not familiar with the term emotional intelligence, you related to people around you at a deeper level. People were more than records in a database for you. Amandeep, I'm curious, what does connecting deeply means to you and what helped you to do that?
Well, Manbir, I have always believed that, when you work with people, each human being comes as a package. He has a work profile, he has a personal life, he has his personal choices,
Yeah.
she has her own family compulsions, and so on and so forth. Now, if your connection with your colleague or your employee is only for the role which you and he are doing together, then you don't connect deeply. Then you're just two professionals working together.
Yeah.
And in an Indian culture, what I've seen is if you connect deeply, in the sense that connect with the person at a human level, at a person-to-person level. I'll give you an example. I was working as head of HR in Dalmia. I had just joined at that time, 2006, early 2006. There was a colleague of mine, a young, bright girl, hardworking girl, and newly married. And she was doing well in career, in her job. And within, I think, a month or two of me joining there, her performance started dwindling. And when in one of the sessions, when I was kind of pushing her that why this hasn't happened, why that hasn't happened, she started sobbing in my room, and she said that, okay, I'm pregnant, I'm the family way, and she actually broke down. So I said, well, young lady, this is a matter of celebration. Why are you feeling low? She said, because my work is suffering, and I'm not able to fulfill your expectations. I said, don't worry. We have a long career together. A few months, your health needs more care, more time. Please do that. You want to curtail your working hours in office? Please do that. You know, uh, motherhood is God's gift to mankind. Please don't underinvest in that. The moment she heard those things from me, I think her ability to bounce back and even continue to deliver what she was expected to deliver, because she had no more anything to conceal. She had, she could text me and come late and so on and so forth. But what I realized is that the moment there was a personal connect with her, her
Hmm.
performance and delivery went ahead.
Yeah.
And there's so many such examples in my career. So I
Hmm.
think that's what I meant by deeply connecting with people.
Yeah. Yeah. Very powerful, actually. Human to human connect, I guess, is very important to work. Otherwise, then
Yeah.
everything becomes an Excel sheet or a software where we are putting entries.
So the only thing is, at times, this other person may feel that you're intruding into the personal space.
Hmm.
So this is a continuous calibration which one has to do.
Yeah.
But if your being is not to intrude in personal space,
Yeah.
but being there for her or him, yeah,
Yeah.
and connecting with, I think this is, and this comes naturally, to some people. And I think if you start sharing your life with others, what is happening, good or bad, people start sharing with you. If you are being very private and don't allow anybody to peep into your personal life, that's how people will give it back to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Going further, Amandeep, let me quote something from the book. At one point in your story, you say that emotional intelligence to me means that you do not react to things, you respond to them. How does one go from reacting to responding?
Very, very, very simple thing. And, but simple things are not easy to follow, Manbir. Huh? So the first thing is that if you become self-aware that you're reacting to the things, that's the first step.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't come easy. Okay. It's the simplest thing, but doesn't come easy.
Yeah.
So I think if you have people around you who see you reacting and you trust in them and they have the liberty to give you feedback that Manbir, you have reacted in the situation rather than responding,
Yeah.
and you trust in their judgment,
Yeah.
right? So slowly you build your own muscle that you are reacting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you're conscious that you are reacting,
Yeah.
you will see miracles happen.
Yeah.
You will stop reacting. The only thing
Yeah.
is the people who react, they don't
Yeah.
even realize that they're reacting,
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in my case, my biggest mirror is my partner, my spouse, my life, Deepika. If I'm on a call and she sees me reacting, or with the children, or with anybody at home, you know, most of the times immediately, but if not immediately, later on, she makes me aware that I'm reacting to a situation.
Yeah.
But over a period, I think now I have developed the muscle. Do I falter? Yes, but
Yeah.
the percentage of faulting has come down. It's a matter of
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah. 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 I loved what you said. It's about developing a muscle, doing it again and again.
Yeah,
First, having an intention, awareness, and
yeah,
then developing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you say that's another way to actually define EI.
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence is becoming more and more aware of yourself,
Yeah.
and then developing the muscle to control your emotions,
Yeah.
without constraining them, without bottling them up.
Right. Right. Basically, be in charge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Amandeep, what you have been sharing, till now, how is it all applicable in the remote work environment where we are right now?
It's a new beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say that I don't think anybody of us would have experienced this
Mm.
before, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what, Manveer, in my view, my humble view, the wisdom of life remains the same. The
Mm.
truth is one. The
Yeah.
wisdom of life with respect to dealing with humans
Yeah.
remains unchanged since times immemorial.
Yeah.
You know, you know. So whether it is remote working or it is in-person working, the cardinal principles of engagement with people remain unchanged. You may not be physically in the same space,
Yeah.
but emotionally you share the same space.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you're emotionally sharing the same space without being physically there,
Yeah.
I think the importance of emotional well-being and emotional
Yeah.
connectivity and hence emotional intelligence
Yeah.
is far more
Yeah.
compared to the times when you were socially together. We are physically near each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so that is why I don't believe in the word social distancing, which they're talking in the days of Corona.
Yeah.
I say physical distancing.
Yeah.
Don't say socially distanced from the people around you who've been in your network, who've been in your
Yeah.
family, who need to work. Don't be socially marooned.
Yeah.
Be physically away. So that is
Yeah.
how I have been practicing in these last 5, 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah. physically away but not emotionally. Emotionally still engaged
Yeah,
with people on human level.
absolutely.
Yeah, thanks. Um, Going forward, about the topic of our book, The Next
Hmm.
Promotion.
Hmm.
One of those surveys, by Career Builder, conducted a few years back with more than 2,600 hiring managers and HR professionals. 75% said that they are typically more likely to promote an employee with high emotional intelligence. So, my question to you, Amandeep, is where should people start on building their emotional intelligence for preparing themselves for senior leadership roles?
First thing first, self-awareness.
Yeah,
Yeah. And Manbir, I mean, I can't emphasize it more.
yeah,
And people say, what are you talking, man? Self-awareness, don't I know myself? Umpteen number of people at N minus one level, I
yeah,
have seen they are not aware of their emotional being.
yeah,
They're not aware of themselves. An example which I gave you a while back. Do you first know that you react rather than respond?
yeah,
Right? This is one basic sign of being aware of yourself. Right? What are my emotional needs? What are my career aspirations? What gives me happiness? Where do I thrive? What I don't like at work? What are the kind of work environment I will thrive in?
yeah,
Do I need a structured approach at work, or able to am I able to handle ambiguity? Right?
yeah,
Do I need clear cut directions to perform, or I am better left on my own after assigning the outcomes?
yeah,
Right? Now, all these are the questions of self awareness, and it's not a small thing, right? But if you think that you have self awareness, you know, then go to the people around you. Are you aware about them? Are you able to connect with them? Are you able to provide them an emotionally stable work environment? You know, can you make people feel that they are wanted in the work, in the organization? That's the next step. So heard it from somebody in a very powerful manner, and I take the liberty of quoting it here. Before you dream of leading the business, the first thing is lead yourself. Lead self, lead others, lead businesses. And lead yourself first and foremost is know yourself.
yeah, yeah,
If you are disciplined yourself, if you know that this needs to be done and you are able to devote time for that,
yeah,
that's the first sign that you are leading yourself. You want to go and lead the businesses, and you
yeah,
can't lead yourself to get out of bed at 7 o'clock for an exercise. Give
mm,
me a break.
mm,
Don't aspire to be a leader then.
mm,
So the journey of leading businesses starts from leading yourself.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that starts with self-awareness, right? Self-awareness is
Self
key.
awareness.
Is key.
Yeah.
And in that context, I guess taking feedback is also very important, as you said earlier, because then only you understand how are your behaviors affecting other people. What's happening there?
Absolutely. You're bang on, Manvir. That's why I said you have researched your book very well.
Thanks. Thanks for being so kind, Amandeep. So, I know you said, connecting at human level remains the same, whether we are socially distanced or physically distanced or working remotely. But I'm just also, because at the same time, Amandeep, I guess we have more challenges right now at home, at work than ever. We are more anxious than ever. So I'm just wondering, how can people apply emotional intelligence in this remote world, such that they can express their emotions without hurting others? And how can they build those human-to-human stronger bonds despite these distances and technology separating them in today's world?
If you have a network of dependable people around you,
Yeah,
whether at home or in your friend circle, you know, with whom you can actually open your heart out,
yeah,
whatever you're dealing with. If it
yeah,
is a financial stress, it's an emotional stress, it's a work-related stress.
Yeah.
So if you have a set of not many, but at least 3 or 4 people
Yeah.
with whom you don't need to think before what you talk,
Yeah.
you know, because with most of your professional associates, you need to be very cautious what you're talking about. You need to be very careful of what you let the other person know, not know, etc. But if you have 3, 4 trusted friends or family members with whom you need not to hold any guards, you can let your guards down, and that 15, 20 minutes, half an hour conversation once in a day, once in 2, 3 days, actually brings your emotional anxieties down, right? And a very practical aspect I would say is that if you are emotionally feeling stressed out, there will be negative energy within your body,
Mm-hmm.
either in the form of an acidity or headache. It will show up in your body, right? If it is showing up, please don't hesitate to take support. And so another aspect I would highlight is that in this situation, or even otherwise, you know, uh, life is what life is, right? Acceptance is the biggest virtue one can practice. But if you can't practice acceptance as a virtue, I would say at least start seeking support.
Yeah.
Most of the people I have seen, especially, when they grow from a child to an adult, from independent to an independent, they get stuck
Mm-hmm.
at independence.
Mm-hmm.
They don't move to the next level of journey, which is interdependence,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think these are the times when you need to experience that as a human race, we are interdependent. Be support to somebody, seek support from somebody else.
Yeah.
So seeking support is another thing which I would say one must practice that muscle.
Yeah.
And I have seen for the people who are very intelligent and successful, this doesn't come
Mm.
easy
Yeah.
because they feel that seeking support is a sign of weakness. I can't handle it
Mm.
alone. That's why I'm seeking support, because they have not grown from the childhood stage. They have grown to an adult stage of being independent. Independence is something which has been appreciated in the human race.
Yeah.
Interdependence is when you start seeking support from others. So people
Yeah.
don't graduate to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So seeking
Yeah.
support in my word is a sign of strength. If you're dealing with an issue, seek support.
Yeah. Yeah. And seeking support, asking for help also, I guess, created trust, right? And that
Absolutely,
that's again,
absolutely.
yeah, again helps you connect at human to human level what we have been talking about.
Yes, yes, absolutely,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you for that. What I heard was acceptance, connecting to people deeply, sharing your journey with them, being vulnerable. That's what I can say about that, and having the trust, close circle of trustful bond, friends or colleagues, whichever way. That will help in this kind of scenario.
And one more thing, which because we're living in a very nucleus families,
Yeah.
some of the youngsters are living all by themselves and in the different towns. One practice which is not very much in vogue in our country is seeking support from a mentor and a coach.
Yeah.
If I have to rewind my journey, you know, I would have paid from my pocket to hire an executive coach
Mm.
maybe 20 years back.
Yeah.
I was fortunate that Puneet Dalmia gave me an executive coach in the form of Hema Ravichandran 14 years back. But I still feel that I was late to get a coach. And organizations not necessarily invest in that. So even if you're earning 50,000 rupees a month, don't hesitate to hire a coach who is charging you 5,000, 10,000 rupees for half an hour session. That half an hour will make a difference in your career.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your thoughts, Amandeep. Thank you for all the insights you have shared with my viewers here. And it is one of those topics, I guess, which is very crucial in today's times. And I appreciate your time with me. And I thoroughly enjoyed this candid conversation today. And thank you, everyone, for watching this video. Do read Amandeep's story in the book to gain insights from his amazing journey and to learn from all the powerful nuggets he has shared there. Believe me, you will be able to relate to every experience he quotes in his story in the book, in the chapter of emotional intelligence. See you all again in the next video in this series, and do subscribe to this channel to watch more videos here to help you succeed in your journey. Thank you and all the very best.
Thank you, Manbir, and all the best to your readers and the people who watch your videos. Thank you.
Thank you.